Oh, okay, thank you. I'm here to explain our mode that we've used. That's why we've used the tree mode. It's mainly because we saw that when we structure it on another way, it won't suit the way of which we must explain it. As you can see that we have used 3 arrows to explain or to separate our 3 sociology perspectives, of which is conflict theory, a functionalist perspective, and then symbolic interaction. Well, going back to what I'm here to explain, of which is race, then you can see here that we started with race as which serves as our roots. Then there is Webster's in explanation of what is race according to him as the stem, because here Webster talks about the physics of how a race is described as something which is physical. That's why we've made it our stem here, because a stem is something which is supposed to be physical on a tree. Then our branches, or the whole tree, the bottom of our tree, as you can see, they are our sociological perspective, of which we are also going to discuss them as according to their explanation. Then we go deep, linking them with race. So now race, many people tend to misunderstand of what is race.
Doing 3 sociological perspectives on race. I'm going to do the functionalist perspective on race. On functionalism, we'll be looking at functionalism on race, and we'll also be looking at functionalism in the classroom. So when we are looking on functionalism on race, it's when we are looking on how the society is united. So that means functionalism emphasizes unity on society. So as it emphasizes unity on society, it is also mentioned that society is characterized by two various parts, which is race and ethnicity. So it is criticized, functionalism is criticized for not accounting for the conflicts that happens on the society. And on societies, there are conflicts based on race and gender. So people are being discriminated, or people discriminate each other based on race, gender, and also on the language they are talking. So as functionalism wants them to unite, it does not account on their conflicts. So as we all know that most of the times people who are white are mentioned to be better than black people. So
as my colleague have defined the functionalism perspective on race, we are now going to look at functionalism perspective within the classroom. The functionalism perspective emphasizes unity within the classroom between the teacher and the learner. It also encourages that every learner should be given a chance to share their understanding and also their experiences.
Greetings. I am going to be defining conflict theory as one of the 3 perspectives. So according to Karl Marx, conflict theory is a claim that society is in a state of perpetual conflict because of competition for limited resources. It holds that social order is maintained by power and domination, and in example rather than consensus and conformity. In other words, what is basically said by conflict theory is that resources are shared unequally amongst the society, the people of the society. Even the distribution of places and land between blacks and white people, you find that in locations the only people that are living in locations are black people. So that is race, and conflict theory on its own with regards to race. So I will allow my colleague to continue to elaborate more on that point of conflict theory.
Okay, furthermore to what has been explained, I'll be looking at the ways in which we can make schools to receive equal treatment amongst learners so that they can all receive equal education. So we have to make sure that the availability of resources is evenly distributed among schools, such as schools in Model C. Those are mostly private schools. They have more resources than the public schools. So we have to make sure that those resources are equally distributed so that learners can receive equal knowledge. We also have to make sure that when distributing these resources, it will also work. It will also be an advantage to other learners which are underprivileged, because it is said that when they reach
okay, there's a stereotype that says Indians are good in playing cricket and whites are good in playing rugby. So as a teacher, to assist in avoiding conflict is that we would allow any learner to play any sports of their choice, and as teachers we should provide the same resources and enough or same attention to all sports that are available in the particular school, so that the learners could feel, so that the learners will feel like equal. Yes, will be equal, and there will be no dominant sports over the others, and there should be equal opportunities for all the learners.
According to Karl Marx, he defines that within a class there should be group works. Group works, they should be mixed into different races. Indians, whites should not be grouped within themselves, and the other races should not be grouped within themselves. As a teacher, it is your responsibility to promote equality in classes. So you are the one who is responsible for grouping your learners. You should mix. You shouldn't allow Indians, whites to group themselves according to their race, and you shouldn't allow black to group themselves according to their race. As a teacher, to promote equality in class, it is your responsibility to whenever there is a group work, to mix all races. You must take learners from the black race. You should also take learners from the white race, and you should also take learners from the Indian race or any other races, and group them so that they will be able to share ideas, different ideas based on their races, their culture, and their beliefs.
Okay, in addition on what others have said regarding conflict theory, there is a problem in white schools where the learners have to choose subjects. The teachers they always consider the skin color when the learners choose subjects, and then the white learners are allowed to choose science subjects, whereas black learners are only allowed to choose between commercial subjects and general studies. As a teacher, I will create a classroom environment where all learners will choose their subjects regardless of skin color. The black learners should also be allowed to choose science subjects.
Symbolic interaction is a theory which best describes how people interact with each other with the usage of the language, the gestures, and the symbols. Now, as we all know that South Africa is a diverse country, which means that we have to make use of the English as a medium exchange of instruction. Now, my fellow mate here is going to continue, or rather I'm going to hand over an opportunity to my fellow mate here to continue with expatiating on gestures and symbols.
Even though this is not an example based on race, but I'm trying to show that we as Zulu people, the Bantu people, we understand that this gesture shows as a sign of greeting each other. So we all know that this sign to us is the meaning that is assigned to this sign is greeting to each other. Taken from example, we as a South Africans, we come from an apartheid era where the language which was used to marginalize the blacks. You will find that in toilets it was written blacks only or whites only. That shows that the language which was used to marginalize the blacks. Taking a practical example, and also there are uneven distribution of resources and powers in the society. Blacks are still marginalized and whites are still superior than others. The theory which is symbolic interaction focuses more on how race is.
As we have said, that the symbolic interaction is all about how meaning is made or how meaning is constructed through the use of symbols and language. Race as a single name